never get to record.
I know. You're a rock star today. You get to record.
I created a meeting invite created a meeting link, but
Well, it's 2022 and you're rocking and rolling.
I know. Oh my gosh. 2020. It feels so weird. Although, you know how like it takes a few weeks to like get used to writing 2021 or 2022. I have hit it this year. I'm like already writing 2022. No
I've
issues.
only messed up once in all the times that I've either typed or written out 2022. Nice. I'm pretty much nailing 2022.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's 111. We're all into numbers here.
Yeah. And it is 111 tonight.
I swear. My dog is crying. Can you hear him?
No. Oh, I can now.
No, he is being a baby today. All right, buddy, stop. We'll cut that out. So,
or
Robyn,
we can just leave it in.
Oh, okay, that works too. He's been, I don't know, have you had a lot of snow recently?
No.
We had a ton of snow the other day.
Yes, Nashville Snow.
Nashville got so much snow, and it was really awesome. And like I got to stay home. Like it was really great. The whole city pretty much shuts down when it snows. It's not like, Wisconsin where you just kind of go on life as normal.
Like I'm just going to be 10 minutes late. Start the meeting without me.
I was
in a complete blizzard. We're like, we'll just be a few minutes late. No big deal.
Yeah. No, we'll just get our boots on. I was talking to a coworker, and I think he said he was from Maryland, and he's like telling me a story about how one day he had to shovel his like in the span of a week, he had to shovel his driveway 4 times or something. And I was like, the fact that you shovel your driveway is hilarious to me, because I was like, Nashville, we just wait until it melts. Like there is no shoveling. You just don't go anywhere, and you'd be like, it'll melt in 4 days. I'll leave the house in 4 days. Like no shoveling going on.
My friend in Tennessee, Leslie, who I've mentioned a few times, they're the same way. They'll have some type of hey, we're going to have a snow event, and evidently everything shuts down and nobody goes anywhere. And
the grocery stores look like a zombie apocalypse. Yeah. There's no food ever.
It's and we're like,
comical.
12 inches, not a big deal.
Yeah, I think we got 5 inches the other day, which is
that's a lot though for Nashville, isn't it?
That's a lot for Nashville. It was weird, and everyone was slipping and sliding. I slipped like in my car. Anyways, it was fun though. And it was freezing. But
yeah, we have cold temperatures, but not a lot of snow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I do see that you always send me videos of Matt and his snowblower, which makes my day every day. He loves it so much. It's like the equivalent of a lawnmower, men and their lawnmowers. They love it.
So instead of the mowing deck, he just puts on the snow blowing front. I don't know. It's not a deck.
It's the same machine?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
He swaps it out. I swear I've sent you Snapchats of him switching it out.
I don't remember. Maybe I didn't realize what was going on.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. So in the summer, he puts the mowing deck on. And then in the fall, so I said to him, Matt, put the snowblower attachment stuff on while it's still nice out. And then as soon as the first snows come in, then you're going to be all ready to go. Or, we're going to hear about the snow coming in, and then you're going to say, it's cold outside. So get it done now. Well, we did it ahead of time. He did it. I just watched. He took videos ahead of time. And then he said, then we had a warm streak for probably 3 or 4 weeks. It was a long time. And he said, what am I going to do now? Now I have to take the snowblower stuff off, put the mowing deck back on, and then switch it all out because the grass was growing again. And I said, no, just leave it. I said, it'll be just fine. So I always hint to him, hey, you better switch it out. Yeah, it's the same machine.
Oh my gosh.
Ashley loves to see the snowblower. So I take a Marco Polo and send it to Ashley.
It's my favorite. So is that like a tractor too?
I guess they call it a garden tractor, a mini tractor. It doesn't really, it's not a tractor in my mind. I think of, being from Wisconsin, a real farm tractor.
So I almost bought a property. This was like, I don't know if I ever sent you the one that I looked at. It was really cool. And it was like, it had forest, but then it also had like this meadow. And I didn't even think about it. I was like, like looking into this property, like really excited about putting an offer in. And my friend, I always text my friend about properties because she just bought one too. She's like, "Oh, are you going to buy a tractor?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "That thing has to be mowed like several
Yeah, with a
times a
brush
year."
hog
Yeah.
attachment.
Yeah. She goes, "Are you going to get a bush hog or whatever?" And I was like, I didn't even think about that. So I was like researching like what kind of tractor I would need. And I was like, I am not equipped for this. Like,
Yep. And then you have to know how the PTO works. It's the power takeoff. Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
There's a
I didn't
lot
buy
that
that property probably for that reason because I was like, I don't, not that I'm against getting on a tractor, but I'm like, I am grossly unprepared for this. It's like 4 acres of like field. And I was like, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Or I was just gonna pay for the neighbor to do it because they said that the neighbor mowed their thing, and then I was like, then I couldn't get a straight answer from online to know how much that cost. And I'm like, this could cost $100 or 1,000, $4,000. I have no base of reference for this. Like, I don't know how much
Ashley
it
has
costs.
no idea.
It could be $4,000 and then you couldn't tell me otherwise. Like, I'd be like, okay, I guess it's $4,000. I don't know how much it costs to mow a lawn like that. Anyways,
Oh well. I do have an update for everybody.
do
The
it.
Sula and Spice episode that dropped on January 1st of 2022, definite hit. Lots of
Ooh.
downloads on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to say that I have made the real tapioca fruit salad the
Yes.
correct way. Well, or the way with just one packet. I didn't use
And not sugar free?
no, I didn't. I used the regular stuff.
Okay.
It turned out delicious. And I also made pepper steak, and
Oh,
that turned out delicious. I would definitely do it again. My husband turned up his nose. So he said, "What are we having for dinner?" And I said, "Pepper steak." "Oh, I don't want pepper steak." "What kind of meat
what?
did
He's
you
like a
use?"
meat and
Yeah.
potatoes guy.
Yep, he sure is. And then he ended up eating 2 helpings. So he did turn out
What?
he did end up really liking it, and I said, "This is gonna be put on the rotating menu of pepper steak," and he said, "Okay."
What was his like qualm with it?
Well, I think because his stomach was upset, so he was
Oh.
thinking with the tomatoes and the acid and the peppers that it would just
Mm-hmm.
unsettle his stomach, but it actually
Mm-hmm.
didn't.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Look at him. I
Yeah,
was about to
and
say
he
that sounds
always
up his alley.
yeah, and it's absolutely delicious. I didn't use the green peppers though. I used it was either an orange or a red. I think it was a red pepper actually. This was a little
That's
bit sweeter, not so I don't even know what the word is for a green pepper, but it's more bitter.
mm-hmm. You have a garden, right?
No,
Like you don't have like grow your own fruit vegetables, I mean.
no.
Oh,
We just have an apple tree, a pear tree, and a peach tree.
I
Or we
get confused because you have like a nice greenhouse. Well, I guess you call it a what do you
it's
call
a
it?
solarium.
A solarium, yeah. Anyway, I was going to say I can send you some seeds. Ella's stepdad was going to send me some pepper seeds, and so I was about to see if I could send some to you too, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
I'll do container
Okay, you should try
because
it.
we just did the whole landscaping, so and I told Matt no more gardens. Like
Mhm.
ever for the rest of my life. I will never have another
Yeah.
garden. I'll do container vegetables, but not a real in the ground garden.
That's kind of what this first of all, this episode is not at all what I thought it would be, but I kind of like
No,
it. I
that's all
love
right.
it. This is how our brains work. I'm trying to decide. I'm like already really excited about like what I'm going to plant outside because, I have all my plants behind me and they're all strewn about the house too. But I'm like, I'm going to have so many container gardens because I can't dig up the lawn, which is fine. But I'm like, I need to get like a vertical garden. And I'm like so excited about making like growing peppers and tomatoes in like pots. And oh my
Yeah,
gosh. So yeah, we could do that together.
we should. We should do a whole episode on that. And
Yes.
now really is the time to start thinking about it. So we're
Yeah.
recording on January the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
You really need to start planning in February.
March.
Yeah, to get your
Like
seeds.
to start them indoors and stuff.
Yep, start them indoors, and then I don't know which zone you're in. I believe Wisconsin's in zone 5.
I think
So
I'm in 7
we
or
wait until
6.
Mother's Day weekend before
Okay.
I mean, and obviously if it's going to get colder, nobody plants
Mm-hmm.
until the
Right.
threat of a real frost is. But I bet we're much later than you. So you
Mhm.
guys probably could start in April, early May.
I think, yeah, I think what I've done in the past is like mid-March to end of March, I've started seeds inside. And then when I put them out, it's typically in April.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's pretty, we get our like last freeze at the beginning of April. So like mid-April is you're pretty in the clear. But I've made that mistake before where I'm like, okay, it's past the last frost. Now I plant the seeds and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not even producing, anything for like a month or two. I'm like, oh, I'm like missing all this time. But um, yeah, we'll have to
Yeah.
like compare what we grow or something. Cause I think he's bringing me pepper, like a couple of different peppers, tomatoes. I'm like a sucker for these Cherokee purple tomato seeds that he gives me. They
Yum.
are the best, and I really want to make a caprese salad with them. And then what are some of the other ones? He was going to see about eggplants maybe, but he has so many weird seeds that I'm so excited for. I cannot wait.
I would be too. That sounds amazing.
I used to have a container garden on a back porch that I had like years and years and years ago. And now I'm excited. Like it wasn't very deep, so they didn't get very big because the roots couldn't go far down, but I've got like special fertilizer I've bought already. Um yeah, it's going to be so great.
Okay, that definitely needs to be a February episode, either
Okay.
February
Yes.
1st or February 15th.
We should see if we can get him on the podcast.
That's your new assignment,
Very
Ashley.
shy. So, okay. I'll do my best. I'll try to convince him. We'll see if he'll come on.
So today's episode
Yeah.
has totally gone down a completely different path, but I like it.
I like it too.
Is on the new year and resolutions. And Ashley
Or
and I were
maybe lack
talking
of.
about the lack of resolutions that we had and why we didn't do resolutions.
And maybe lack of resolution is maybe not the best term because it's like alternate resolutions maybe. Because
You're right.
it's still a resolution, and maybe you can go more into depth because you kind of brought it up on a call. Like we were on a call the other day and you kind of brought up this idea and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And so
Yeah. I
kind of been brainstorming it too, but you kind of put it into perfect words. So do you want to kind of go over it?
Well, gosh, I wish I would have recorded that phone call because
Bow down.
yeah, right.
It was so good.
Well, we were talking about one of our previous guests did not believe in New Year's resolutions, which Ashley and I started to really think about after we had that episode. And it was spring, summer, somewhere in there, thinking about not having real resolutions. Well, this year I still have Christmas cards that are not sent out. And my mom told me after January 12th, you shouldn't send out Christmas cards, but I'm going against my mother's.
What's the reasoning for that date?
I don't know. I guess it's some old time. It's kind of like you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. You can wear winter white.
Never.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those.
Probably.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I also
It's
wear
kinda
brown
like-
and black. It's like black shoes, brown belt all the time. I'm not
Yes,
fashionable.
or brown pants, black shirt,
Yeah.
brown shirt. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I still have Christmas cards that aren't going out. So by the way, if you didn't get one from me and you want one, you can just email me your address at the icandoanythingpod@gmail.com and I will send you a Christmas card.
I think we should normalize Christmas cards all year.
I might, because it might be that long before it hits the top of my priority list again.
Right.
Anyway, we were talking about, okay, well, we didn't do a New Year's episode. We chose to have Sula on to start the year with food because Ashley and I both like food. So we decided to do that and get a good, healthy start to the year. But then it made me start thinking about why do people do resolutions, and came back to the old podcast or the old episode of why people do make New Year's resolutions and how effective are they, and they're not.
They're
And
the
then
statistics
thinking
are
about,
wild. It's like
Yeah.
40% or less.
yes, then thinking about, well, what is an alternative? And just by happenstance or synchronicity or the wonders of the universe, I was listening to a podcast where it's the word of the year. And I cannot remember which podcast it is because I do listen to a lot of different podcasts, but I thought word of the year is fantastic. And I thought, wow, that is really pretty cool. So I started thinking, okay, if I'm going to do a word of the year, what is that word going to be? So then that took me a couple of days and I came up with strive. And I thought
love.
this year is a year of me striving for just about everything in my life. I am not stagnant. I'm not going to be stagnant this year. Doesn't mean it's going to be super crazy, except for 29029, but in general, just striving for better and better and better. Well, then Ashley and I talked about the word of the year and how that would work into, instead of a resolution, how that would work. Well, then we started talking about doing a vision board. And then from the vision board, we came up with a word cloud and we came up with a whole bunch of other things. And this past weekend, I was on the couch, husband was in the recliner, we were relaxing on a weekend, and I just went to free logos. And I thought I might as well have a logo. I came up with my own logo for Strive 2022.
This is new. I haven't even heard this yet.
No, you have not heard this story yet. It's very
this is
new.
so cool. I love that idea. A logo for your year.
Yep. Because you know me, I'm an overachiever.
I know. This is like a brand new, you're like breaching new territory here.
That's
you're
right,
creating
I'm
a movement.
striving.
Now I have to do this.
Yeah, I'm striving in 2022.
You are striving already.
Yep, I will post the picture or post my logo.
Yeah.
Well, one of them, it had waves on it. And I kept going through page after page after page. And I thought, when the Ashley Allen always tells me, when the right one hits you, it hits you. And all of a sudden I found one with waves. And I thought, I'm going to have ups and downs, but it's going to be a fluid year.
You're 22 and
I didn't even think about the mountains.
You're going to be going up and down quite literally too.
Yes, that is great, Ashley. I didn't think about it. And because I'm doing so much activity on my Garmin, that I had the right number of colors for the Garmin heart rate zones. Ooh. So it starts at the bottom and then goes up to red. So it starts at blue, green, orange, and then red. And then the last one is a slope and it's red. And then I did an outline of just that stripe in black, which is basically the 29029 colors. Ooh. That's how I came up with my word of the year and my logo.
Oh, I am so excited. I love like a background story and stuff. Now I'm like trying to picture what that looks like in my head without actually seeing it right now, but I know you'll send it to me.
Of course. I don't know if I can make it my background. Let me see if I can make it my background. Anybody on YouTube will be able to see it. Those of you that are not on YouTube, I will post a picture of it.
Oh, it's so cool. I love that idea so much. Yeah, the idea of just a one word thing. And it's funny that you had mentioned it when you mentioned it too, because I had a very similar thing. Oh, there it is. Ooh,
is it backward though?
No, it shows it's right. It's
okay.
Right on my way. Ooh, that's so cool. It reminds me of the Olympics.
There.
Cute. Now I have, that's so cool. I'm so happy for you. And then like you can see that and you can have it as your background on your phone or something. And it can always remind you of whatever you need, motivation or something.
I love it.
Yeah. It's funny though that you had mentioned like the one word thing though, because I had been kind of noodling it as well, but not a single word for the year. But I was trying to think of like, what were my New Year's resolutions going to be for the year? And I was like, because I had made some pretty definite ones last year, and a few of them I'm pretty sure I hit, which was really nice. Or like they were very easily hit. Like I'd have to go back and look at them. But they're more concepts. And then this one, I was like, I could come up with these concepts, but they need to like resonate with you, kind of like yours, like strive, and the one word thing resonated. And I was like, I decided kind of before you had even mentioned it, like I was thinking of doing like very simple, like one word resolutions, so like a list of them. So I actually wrote them down the other day, and I don't know.
Let's hear them.
Yeah. So like they're so easy. I think I told you this the other one, like movement is one of the ones I had on there because I didn't want to be so specific that I felt awful if I didn't hit it. So like movement to me is very important. Like anything, it could be anything from I put dancing, stretching, working out, doing something that requires my body to get like moving. So that one I was like, okay, that was top of my list. That was the first thing that came to mind. And then I had, this one is 2 words, but I said fresh air or sunshine, because I need to also make sure, I work in an office, and as much as I love being there, I need to make sure that I get out and get sunshine or fresh air, some type, like be outside every day somehow. So that was on there. The other one I had is also a 2 word thing, but Whole Foods, like not the store Whole Foods, but like, for instance, like, and I put in parentheses, like, fuel your body and mind with only the best. And because I just find that when I eat foods that are whole in nature, just like one ingredient, and I make my own food using just foods that have one ingredient, like I feel incredible. And so, and like the other day it was snowing, and I wanted hot chocolate, and I didn't have any, but I had all the ingredients to make hot chocolate mix. So I made, like, using one ingredient, things, made my own hot chocolate mix, which was so cool. And it's like I put it in a jar, and it's like I can use that and then I made pickles and relish the other day, which is like so cool as well, just like from just a single item. But so that's on there. Read, the word read is on there. Um, because obviously I want to read more through the year. And then I have hike, and then positivity, all, that's just on there. But these are like things that I think are very tangible. They're one word, but they encompass so much.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me to, like, these words can encompass everything. They don't have to be a specific thing. So if I'm being positive, like, it can hit every aspect of my life, not just certain things. I don't know. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to make me feel better about sticking to it.
How are you going to stick to it? Because I know how I'm going to stick to mine.
Um, I think I just have to be more disciplined, and I've gotten to the point. I did not used to be a disciplined person, but I think I am more so now. And it's I've had to be very intentional, and that's kind of a word that I've also been toying around with, is like setting aside time to do the things, like, for instance, like reading. It's so much easier to watch TV. So I do things, because I also have a little bit of ADHD. So I have to do things
A
very
little?
intentionally. I have ADHD. And so I have to do things that deal with the pleasure, like I have to reward myself for doing things. So, like, in order for me to watch something, I tell myself I have to read a chapter. And then I reward myself with TV, and it makes everything so much more pleasurable for me. And I actually find that I enjoy reading, like, all the time now, because it's like there's like 2 things that I get rewarded with. I like reading now, and I've already read 3 books this year.
That's amazing.
3. They're shorter. They're like 150 pages, but I've already read 3. Like, I said one book, either 12 books this year or one book a month, whatever that ends up. But 12 books have to be read this year. And I'm already 3 in, so I'm like very into it right now.
I love that.
Yeah. How are
I
you
will
going to
also
keep up with yours?
I will keep you accountable as well.
Okay.
People on YouTube will be able to see behind me, but for those of you
Mhm.
that listen on podcast channels, I have a calendar behind me, and I bought it last summer. And it is the bigger pages of a calendar, and I cut them off of the what is it called? Whatever that ring binder thing is. So I cut those off, and then I have them up on my wall behind me. So it's in quarters, because in my mind I always think of quarters of the calendar year. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And I also have a color scheme. So those of you that know me are not surprised at all that I have color coded different things on my calendar. And what I did was I have a different color for my beach body workouts in the morning. I have an orange color for gym workouts. I have a completely different color for squats and lunges and calf raises. Then I have a different color for 29029 for October, so that's in red. And then the other colors are blue, a light blue, a dark blue, and a green. And those are the different tiers of the workouts that we
Ooh.
get with our 20-week program. So I have everything color coded. And then I also have it where I have down how many steps I have per day, and then how many miles I've walked, jogged, ran. At the end of every quarter, So January, February, March, at the end of March, I am going to take a look at the month because it's very visual for me. And
Mm-hmm.
then, am I striving? Am I trying to do better every single day? Have I done better every single day? And then refocus for the next quarter and then do the same thing for the following quarter. And that, because it's visual and I can see it and I update it every day, I will be able to keep striving in 2022 because it's a repeatable act. It's
Yeah.
visual. It's right behind me every single day. And as we go through the year, you'll see all the different colors. So you can just barely see behind me up in January for the first full week. So there's that. And as the year goes through or goes by, we'll see all different colors. So that's where I'm going with Strive 2022.
Yeah,
Visual,
I love that.
repeatable, achievable.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be really cool because, like you said, the different blues, you'll probably be able to see them increase in color as it goes on, which will be really neat.
I think so. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I was gonna ask you about the calendar, but I didn't know if you were like gonna bring it up yet or not. But I was like, I can see the pinks and the pinks and what it looks like
Yeah.
orange, maybe.
And I have, yep, there's an orange. The
Yeah,
orange is for the gym.
right.
The pink is Beachbody. The
Mhm.
magenta E is healthy eating. So I get to put a color on the calendar when I eat healthy all day long.
Yay. They say that if you eat healthy like 70% of the time, you can really eat whatever else you want, which is like so gratifying to me.
Yeah,
Because
I
I've
like
started
that theory.
incorporating that, and like now I can have pasta and like I
Yeah.
don't feel guilty about it because it doesn't really do anything anymore. It's like I know I'm eating healthy,
Hmm.
and I don't feel guilty about it because I know I've eaten healthy. Like you said, if you eat healthy all day, you get it's like a star. But I love what you're doing because I too am like a visual person. It's so much easier for me to like see what's going on,
Hmm.
and I love the idea of the colors and stuff.
Yeah,
You're
I
much more
like it.
planned out than I am.
It just came to me all at one time, and I thought,
Mhm,
oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. This
mhm,
is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to be accountable. It's
mhm,
repeatable. I can see it every day.
mhm.
And if, like you said, the 70-30 or the 80-20 rule, if you do it 80% of the time, the
Mhm.
other 20% just comes along. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super excited about it. I like your idea too, though.
Yeah.
Several different words, and there's no real
And
defining barriers.
yeah, like this one is not this one's not like a one word thing, but like I hike a lot, obviously. And like basically I just put on there like hike new trails because that's not like it's not like a barrier or anything, but if I hike new trails then I've already beat
Hmm.
the resolution, and it's like it's easy, but it also is making me do something new, which is awesome. And then like travel more, like that's on here, and it's like if I just go somewhere new, then I've already beat that resolution. So it's like there's a lot less resistance. We talk about this all the time, but resistance, and like you have to resonate with things, and if you resonate with it, it's a lot easier to achieve. But I don't know if you did this too. After I wrote my 2022 resolutions the other day in my yellow notebook, because Robyn and I both have notebooks that we
Yes,
love.
we do.
I also wrote down 2022 affirmations, and I don't know, like I
Oh,
put affirmations all the time, but like I wrote some that are like very general, but also like just specific that I'm like, I think this will really resonate for the year. So I thought that was really fun too. I'm trying to think of like, you know,
that is a fantastic idea. I didn't even think about 2022 affirmations. And I
yeah.
have started a bunch of lists of 2020, or well, sorry,
Hmm.
not of 2022, of affirmations.
Hmm.
And I haven't used any of it, but I'm going to put you on the spot,
Ooh,
Ashley.
uh,
I started wondering if you started. Remember when Pastor Tom sent us his daily
I'm,
guidebook?
I don't know that I ever got it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have it.
I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
I did start that. So every
Okay.
day I read Pastor Tom's daily passage.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah,
It
he's such a honey.
I went to McKay's, which is in Nashville, is like a bookstore, a used bookstore, but they have like the best books and they're great prices. And I bought an affirmation book though, probably at the beginning of the year, and I've been reading it every morning. It's not a pastoral passage or anything. It's more like 4 sentences, but kind of the same thing. It's been good so far though. And they're very unique. Like there are things that, there are some that are like kind of repeat the same things in all the different books. They all kind of say the same. These are ones that are really interesting. So I've enjoyed that. I'll have to send you mine too. Like we used to do that.
Yes.
We'd like pull a card and send it to each other and stuff.
Yeah. Get back right back into that.
I know. This is going to be a great year. I can already tell.
I think it will be too.
Yeah. 2022 is just going to be so cool. And especially on 2/22/22, that's going to be, I love those kind of things. All the numbers line up.
We should drop a bonus episode on that day.
Yes. I don't care what we talk about.
No, let's plan it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
Even 5 minutes, a 5-minute bonus.
Yes. Where I love when all the numbers line up and it's like that.
And then I'll post it right away. We should do it right away in the morning and wish everybody a fantastic 22. And then I'll get it up to the cloud.
Yes. Okay, let's do it.
Okay. We'll plan it.
Sweet. Other than that, I'm trying to think of what else is new. I mean, I'm just really excited about the days to come. There's so much coming up, So.
I agree.
Yay. Well, is that it?
That's it. That's all I've got.
That's all I got too. I'm so excited about your calendar though. And I can't wait because every episode it's going to be different.
Yes, it will be.
So, yay. Yep. All right. Well, to our listeners, please make sure you follow us, subscribe to our channel. Shameless plug here. I guess we're supposed to get better at this. Send us your resolutions. Put them on a list and share them with us.
Yeah. Or send us your word of the year.
Yeah, send us your word of the year. And if you have a logo, bonus points to you.
Super bonus.
Because that's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. We could have like a whole collage of all of our logos for the year.
That would be cool.
I will try to create mine. And I'm not going to steal yours as Strive, but I'm going to try to see what the common theme of mine is, which we will see. But yeah, besides that, to our listeners, stay awesome.
And keep reaching for your anything.
Bye, guys.
See you later.